Right there, guys. Just had a good recording with Scott, for his podcast. So as soon as I get the link for that, I will share it with you. Go make sure you support his podcast, guys. Um, and I just had a little bit of a look around. Thought I'd have a look, see if there's anything worth talking about in a video for you today, just to get back on track. And we've had this from Lewis Steele, which is another one of those confidential things, which is behind a paywall. So we'll have a look, see what he says in this, guys. If you do like this video, guys, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know down below what you think of the few topics I'm going to pull out of this little article from Lewis Steele. And let's just dive straight in, shall we? So I'm not going to read the whole thing out to you because there's a lot of stuff in here that I'm not really fussed about, breakdown of the Isaac thing, coverage of what was the best thing that he covered this summer, yada yada yada. And then the next couple are the ones I actually want to have a look into. So this one is titled, "Will Liverpool go back in for Marc Guéhi in January or summer, or just move on to other targets? I know he's been linked to Bayern Munich, but do you think we're still his favourite?" Lewis Steele says, "Yes. I asked this question to many sources around Liverpool on Monday evening, and the word back was that they still really like him and want the player to go to them. This silly saga was never going to change that. Signing Guehi this summer was always an opportunistic buy for Liverpool's buzz phrases, and they plan to do so again in the future. As far as I'm aware, the Reds are plotting another move for Guehi in the near future, and they would probably get an even bigger discount. As for what Guehi himself wants, sources close to the English international say that he was genuinely gutted to not get the move. As of Sunday evening, his camp expected it to go through and he was excited. He feels sorry for him, so let's see what happens next." My opinion on Guehi, I think that this happens, guys. I think it's not going to be one of those situations with Zubimendi. I think probably the player has given his word or something along those lines, and I think the move happens. Will it happen in January? Depends on the price. Depends on Liverpool's centre-back situation. Have Liverpool got to that point of the season with the four that we've got now, and there's been no serious injuries, there's no serious suspensions, anything like that? Maybe Liverpool look at it and go, well, we could offer them, if they won't get 35 again. So if it's 20, 15 million, whatever it is, could we do that now and get him, or do we wait till the summer and get him for now and just give him a bigger signing on bonus? It's going to be one of those. We will have to see what the current situation's like when we get to January, but I do think one way or another, Marc Guéhi does play for Liverpool either the back end of this season or he'll be signed on July the 1st, July the 1st, when it all comes out and everything like that. The next one, Morgan Rodgers for next summer, or Olise as well. It goes on to say here, a good source mentioned Morgan Rodgers to me in June as a potential target, but I was told no by top Liverpool sources at the time. Speaking about sources, when I was in America, that ranch, oh God, I've never ever tried it before in all my life, and I thought it was like the best thing ever. So good. Does that mean it is completely off the cards? No. And they would be open to a market opportunity if the price was right. But they are not directly planning for that at this stage. As for Olise, I certainly cannot rule that one out. They want a long-term Salah replacement in the next summer or two, and the early noises are that the Bayern Munich player could be right at the top of that shopping list. We can't say much more than that yet, but could be one to watch. Right, I gave you my thoughts on the Morgan Rodgers thing and Olise thing now. I didn't think that there was anything in this Morgan Rodgers to Liverpool thing when it became the whole Harvey Elliott situation. I am surprised that Elliott went for 35 when Liverpool were rumoured to be wanting, was it like 40 with a buyback, something along those lines? So I am surprised that we let him go for 35. Did get the buyback in there, obviously, as well. If we were to sign a Morgan Rodgers, looking at the current midfield that we've got right now, where does he play and fit? I don't think he does. That's probably part of the reason why we got rid of, I nearly said Mo Salah then, Harvey Elliott. There was nowhere for him to play. Wirtz is going to be your starting number 10. Then you've got Szoboszlai, if needs be. You've got Maka there for the time being. And you've got Ryan Gravenberch as well. It's probably the best number 6 in the world right now. And then you've got Mo Salah out there on the right. There's no way Liverpool would go out there and spend 60-odd million on a midfielder that's not really going to get a look in. Some of you might turn around and go, oh, but Liverpool just spent 60-odd million on Ekitike and signed Isak. Liverpool needed to sign 2 strikers, guys. We sold Núñez. We had the unfortunate situation with Diogo Jota. We had to sign 2 strikers. And I think as well, Ekitike can play out on that left wing as well, if push comes to shove. So yeah, I don't think there's much in Morgan Rodgers. I could be proven wrong, but let's see what happens. As for Michael Olise, that is one of those players where when you think about it, who else could come in and play that right wing position when Mo Salah retires or leaves Liverpool? We're going to be in this situation next year, guys, where Van Dijk and Salah are in their final year again of the contracts. So do they get sold next year? Do they sign a new deal? Yada, 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 whatever. The only thing for me is, and I'm a little bit confused, and I probably should have done a bit of research on this, but this just shows you that I wasn't sure what was in this article before I started reading it to you. I don't know if Elise's got a release clause. I've heard whispers that he has, and it's around 80 million or something like that. I could be completely and utterly wrong there. Or if he doesn't. If he doesn't have a release clause, I reckon he's expensive, guys. You're talking Wirtz money. I mean, let's have a quick look now. What was his stats for last year at Bayern Munich? Let's have a quick look. And obviously, he'd have that English thing as well. He'd be classed as a homegrown player. His transfer market value at 100 million right now. His contract doesn't expire till 2029, so he's still got 4 years left on that contract. Let's have a look. Stats, all seasons. That's this season. So last year in the Bundesliga, he played 34 games, 12 goals, 18 assists. Champions League, 14 games, 5 goals, 2 assists. So far this year, 2 games, 3 goals in the Bundesliga. 1 game, 1 goal in the Cup. And then in the Club World Cup, he played 5 times, scored 3, assisted 2. So this guy is on fire right now for the past 2 years. He's 23 years of age. So when it comes to potentially signing him next year, you'd be looking at, what would he be, 24, 25-ish, going into his prime years. If he don't have a release clause in his contract, guys, you're looking at Wirtz money to get him, 100%. So it might be something like that where we look at, in the podcast that I've just done with Scott, not to spoil it too much, but I do think that, there's a couple of positions that Liverpool do need to still strengthen at. Centre-back, Salah replacement, and as a number 6. So, I don't expect Liverpool to go out there next year and spend another 500 million nearly, whatever. But I could see them going out there and signing someone like an Olise, especially if Salah does end up leaving next year. Another centre-back and another number 6 as well, which could be Adam Wharton or someone like that. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, we'll have to just wait and see what happens with all this, really, guys. But they're the quick thoughts I've got regarding what Lewis Steele has had to say. Let me know down below. Would you be happy with Morgan Rodgers? Would you be happy with Olise coming in? And do you believe that Marc Guéhi will be a Liverpool player? Let me know down below, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.